Hello everyone, I wanted to record this video and answer the questions that somebody asked me about the real presence. One of the Huỳnh trưởng youth leaders asked me about the real presence. He said, one of the students this past weekend asked, what does it mean for the church to talk about the real presence of God? I responded that we believe in God is currently present with us through the Eucharist. However, that did not seem to resonate with the students. So the next approach is explain what happened during the liturgy of the Eucharist at the Mass. I felt like the explanation was still surface level, but the was trying to get deeper understanding. I was wondering if you had an explanation for this before, and if you had, how would you approach it? So this is a question about the Euro presence. That's a great question, especially for youths. They have a hard time understanding, and even for Catholics, they have a hard time understanding this. I would approach it this way. I would approach it that there are different senses of the word for presence, for God's presence. The first sense is God's omnipresent, that God is everywhere, and He, in fact, it is God who holds the world in place. If He stops thinking about us, the world would cease to exist. If He stops thinking about you and I just doesn't get destroyed. We just cease to exist because each moment He's thinking and upholding us into place. So the world is held in place through the power of God, holding us each moment to moment. So that's the sense of God's omnipresent. There's not anywhere where God's presence is not there. In the Bible, it also talks another layer of being present. The next one is Jesus talks about when two or more people are praying together, there I will be. That Jesus saying He will be with in the middle of when two or more people are praying together. So that's another layer that's deeper as far as the presence of God. And another similar is Jesus also talks about the Trinity, the Father and I will come and dwell within your soul, within your heart when you pray, and that is another presence. However, the real presence or the Eucharist is another category unto itself. What the church means by the real presence when Jesus talks about John 6, like, this is my body, this is my blood, take it and eat. Unless you eat the flesh and drink the blood of the Son of Man, you will have no life in you. So what that means is we're taking Jesus at His word. When He instituted the Eucharist, He actually performs a miracle and then hides it. So the miracle is that He takes bread and wine, and through the priest's prayer, that bread and wine is transformed into the body and blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ. The same body and blood that was hung on the cross and the blood dripping from the cross. That is the real presence of God, that He makes Himself. And there's so many miracles, the miracle of Lanciano and many other Eucharistic miracles that you can look up to verify that. However, He also performs another miracle to hide that real presence, in to humble Himself, that He, even though it's body and blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ, He hides it in the form of bread and wine that we still see. So that way, when we consume it, we're not actually eating human flesh and human blood. So he humbles Himself through the Eucharist so that He can come and dwell within us. And so the real presence, the Eucharist, is the highest level of unity you can have with Jesus Christ, with God Himself, while on this side of heaven. So that's why this is like so special, and it's the greatest gift. One of the greatest gifts that God gave us is His very presence, so that He can be with us until the end of time. And that's what He means, like, throughout our daily struggles, through the things that He wants to journey with us, and He feeds us with His very body, blood, soul, and divinity, so we can be united with Him through the Eucharist. So that's kind of how I would approach this question. I hope that explanation kind of gives a little bit more nuance to the the questions that's asked, and to help hopefully understand a little bit better. We can go into more details as to theological and so much depth that you can go, but that's just kind of the basic question for what is the real presence.